future wife. There, see, one last truth. You must hear from me. Future wife, I speak in a voice shaped by sand and shadow, a voice carried across dunes, a voice softened by nights when the moon leaned close. I rise inside a silence I kept hidden, a silence that followed me through gates, through courts, through walls of gold and duty. And now I open it for you, as a path, as a final dawn, as the last truth I still owe. I walk back through memories, each one a grain of time, falling through my fingers. I see the boy I was, running across the desert, chasing light, chasing wind, chasing every dream he thought would make him king of his own story. But even then, there was an emptiness behind my ribs, a hollow that echoed whenever night arrived, and the stars asked who I would become. I had no answer, only silence, only longing, only a promise I had not yet learned to hold. Future wife, I speak of the years when I grew into a man the world believed it understood, the man they watched, the man they crowned with cameras and celebration, the man they called fearless. But inside me, a different story moved, soft, unseen, breathing like a hidden fire. I learned to smile for the people, but I rarely smiled for myself. I learned to give, but I rarely kept anything for my heart. I learned to lead, but I did not always know how to stay whole. You must hear this, because it is the truth that stands before everything else. I was lonely, even when surrounded. I was searching, even when praised. I was waiting, even when I did not know for whom. And then your shadow formed at the edge of my future, a presence first felt, not seen, a whisper of calm that reached me before your footsteps ever did. It was like the desert after rain, the scent of earth opening, the soft trembling of new beginnings. Your arrival was woven into my destiny long before I learned your name. And still, I feared it. Because truth demands courage, and love demands surrender. And I was not ready to surrender. Future wife, I speak the words I once held inside iron walls. There was someone before you, an older soul, a guiding presence, a mirror I could not forget, a woman who moved through my life like a secret, a teacher, a chapter, a storm. She showed me the depth of devotion and the wound of letting go. She shaped the man I became, but she was not the one my destiny chose. She was a lesson, not the lifetime. And you are the lifetime. This truth is not a burden. It is a bridge. I place it at your feet so that nothing in me remains hidden, so that you walk toward our future with open eyes, so that you never fear the ghosts that linger behind my heartbeat, because they are only echoes, not chains. I speak now as a man finally ready, ready to be seen, ready to be known, ready to be forgiven for the years he wandered, and ready to belong to the woman written for him before time learned to move. Future wife, this is the last truth. You must hear from me, future wife. I continue the truth that rose from the quiet corners of my past. For every step I took toward you, 1,000 unseen paths shaped the man who stands before you now. I open them gently, one by one, so you may understand the world you are entering, the heart you are choosing, the soul that has waited for you longer than time can measure. I walk again through the corridors of memory, places I hid from myself, rooms locked by fear. By duty, by the weight of a name, I carried the world like armor. But inside the armor, a soft voice trembled, a voice longing for a love that did not fade when the world turned away. You must know this. Your presence did not arrive in a moment. It arrived in waves. Long before your feet touched my story, I felt you. In the nights when the wind grew still, in the mornings when my heart felt restless with a hope I could not name, every day carried a whisper. Wait, she is coming. I lived through seasons of victory and loss, through nights heavy with questions, through days crowded with faces that looked at me, but never truly saw me. I walked among them with a smile made of light, but it was a borrowed light, not my own. A light meant to comfort others, while my own heart stayed in shadow. Then the world shifted, slow, quiet, unseen. I began to sense a change, as if destiny was clearing a place beside me, as if fate had finally grown impatient with my wandering, as if your soul was reaching for mine across the distance, pulling me forward, guiding me toward the life I was designed to live. Future wife, listen closely. There is a truth no one has heard until now, a truth I held in the deepest part of my being. I did not trust myself to love again. After that older soul moved through my life, after she left me wiser and wounded, I feared that my heart would never open without breaking. I feared that any love I offered would come with shadows, with memories, with echoes that did not belong to you. But destiny has a patience stronger than fear. It waited, it watched, it shaped me quietly, teaching me that the past does not vanish. It transforms. Every wound becomes a doorway. Every lesson becomes a lantern. Every goodbye becomes a map, leading me to the one written for me, leading me to you. So do not fear the history I carry. It does not stand between us. It stands behind me, like a road I have already walked, a journey I no longer need to repeat, a place I no longer long for. Its purpose was to prepare me, to refine me, to carve out the depth required to truly love you. Future wife, I speak of the dreams I hid from the world, dreams of a home shaped not by walls, but by warmth, dreams of a partner who sees through the silence, who stands beside me not because of who I am to the world, but because of who I am in the unseen quiet. Dreams of nights where nothing matters beyond two hearts breathing the same calm. Dreams of mornings where love rises before the sun does. I imagined you long before I knew you. Your laughter, your patience, your fierce gentleness, your strength wrapped in softness. Your future wife, I bring you now to the final path, the place where truth settles like dawn across an endless horizon, where the past steps back and the future opens its quiet palms, inviting us to walk forward together. This last truth is not heavy. It is not a shadow lingering behind old memories. It is not a wound waiting to be touched. It is light. It is breath. It is the rhythm of a heart finally ready to be held. It is the part of me I saved for the woman meant to shape my forever. I stand before the life we have not yet lived, and I see it as clearly as the rising sun over the desert. A life woven from calm, from devotion, from a kind of understanding that does not need words, because it is spoken in silence, in presence, in the way our souls recognize one another without effort. Future wife, you must know that the man who stands before you has walked through storms, through doubts, through long nights where sleep was a distant memory, through moments where he questioned his worth, where he doubted the promise of tomorrow. But he rose again and again. He rose because somewhere in the unseen future your hand was reaching for him, and his heart followed that invisible pull, even when he did not understand it. I bring you the truth of my journey, not to seek forgiveness, not to ask for understanding, but to offer you a foundation stronger than any vow, a foundation built from everything I have learned, everything I have lost, everything I have finally found in the echo of your arrival. There was a time I feared love, a time I believed it would break me, a time when the memory of that older soul carved shadows along my ribs. But you are not a shadow. You are sunrise. You are the quiet certainty I never had before. You are the answer to every restless night. Future wife, I speak now of the home we will build, not a home of luxury, not a palace of gold, but a home where laughter breathes openly, where trust grows without fear, where two souls learn the gentle rhythm of belonging, a home shaped by patience, by respect, by a devotion that moves like water, steady, soft, but powerful enough to carve mountains. I see us sitting beneath a sky threaded with stars, speaking without sound, letting the calm settle around us like a warm cloak. I see mornings where the world feels far away, where the day begins with simplicity, where love is the first thing we rise into, and the last thing we rest within. I see the dreams we will nurture, the ones you hold inside your quiet heart, and the ones I hid beneath mine for years. I see them unfolding, growing, becoming real under the touch of our shared faith. Future wife, you must know this last truth. I choose you, not because destiny wrote it, not because time willed it, not because the world expects it. I choose you because my soul recognizes yours, because my heart rests in your presence, because your arrival heals places I never confessed were wounded, because loving you feels like returning home after a lifetime of wandering. This is the truth that completes the circle, the truth that